Olaudah Equiano's life is a remarkable journey of resilience, motivation, and triumph over adversity. His personal stories, as recounted in his autobiography, The Interesting Narrative of the Life of Olaudah Equiano, reveal the depth of his character and the strength of his mindset. These stories not only provide insight into his experiences, but also offer timeless lessons that can inspire us to overcome challenges and pursue success in our own lives. Through Equiano's personal stories, we see how he turned moments of despair into opportunities for growth, used his hardships as fuel for a greater purpose, and exemplified courage in the face of unimaginable circumstances. Here are 3 of his most compelling personal stories and the lessons they teach us. 1. Kidnapped and torn from his homeland. Adapting to the unknown. Equiano was born in 1745 in what is now Nigeria, in the Igbo community, where he enjoyed a happy and secure childhood with his family. However, his life took a harrowing turn when, at the age of 11, he and his sister were kidnapped by raiders. Torn from his family and his home, he was thrust into the terrifying world of enslavement, where he was sold multiple times. One of the most heart-wrenching moments in his story is the separation from his sister. For a brief period they were enslaved together, offering each other a glimmer of comfort amidst their suffering. But soon, they were forcibly separated, and Equiano was left to navigate his new reality alone. Despite the overwhelming fear and despair, Equiano adapted to his circumstances. He learned to communicate with his captors, observed their behavior, and began to understand how to survive in this foreign environment. His ability to adapt would serve him well throughout his life, as he faced a series of challenging and ever-changing situations. Lesson learned. Adaptability is a key component of a strong mindset. When faced with unexpected circumstances, focus on what you can control: your attitude, your actions, and your ability to learn. 2. The middle passage: finding inner strength amidst horror. One of the most harrowing accounts in Equiano's narrative is his description of the Middle Passage, the brutal journey across the Atlantic Ocean that enslaved Africans were forced to endure as they were transported to the Americas. Packed tightly into the hold of a slave ship, Equiano witnessed unimaginable suffering. The air was thick with the stench of death and disease, and many of those aboard did not survive. Equiano himself described the conditions as unbearable. He wrote about the severe overcrowding, the lack of fresh air, and the inhumane treatment of the captives. At times, he struggled to maintain hope, wishing for death to escape the torment. Yet, even in the darkest moments, Equiano found an inner strength that kept him going. He observed and learned from his surroundings, paying attention to the actions of the ship's crew and their language. This knowledge would later help him navigate life as an enslaved person and eventually plot his path toward freedom. Lesson learned. Even in the bleakest situations, finding a source of inner strength can help you endure and move forward. 3. Purchasing his freedom: the power of perseverance. One of the most inspiring moments in Equiano's life was when he purchased his own freedom. After years of enslavement, Equiano worked tirelessly to save enough money to buy his liberty. He was keenly aware of the value of freedom and was determined to do whatever it took to achieve it. Equiano's path to freedom was not easy. He worked as a sailor, a role that came with grueling tasks, long hours, and constant danger. Despite the challenges, he persevered, saving every possible penny. Eventually, in 1766, he managed to purchase his freedom for £40, a monumental achievement for an enslaved person at the time. Even after gaining his freedom, Equiano faced discrimination and challenges as a free black man. However, he continued to work hard and used his experiences to fuel his advocacy for the abolition of slavery. Lesson learned. Perseverance is essential for achieving success. No matter how difficult the journey, staying focused on your goal and consistently putting in the effort can lead to extraordinary outcomes. 4. Turning his pain into purpose: becoming a voice for abolition. After gaining his freedom, Equiano could have chosen to live a quiet life, free from the horrors of slavery. Instead, he decided to use his experiences to fight for justice. He became an active member of the abolitionist movement, using his voice and his pen to shed light on the atrocities of the transatlantic slave trade. Equiano's autobiography, The Interesting Narrative of the Life of Olaudah Equiano, was not just a personal story, it was a call to action. Published in 1789, it became a powerful tool in the fight against slavery, influencing public opinion and rallying support for the abolitionist cause. What makes this story so powerful is Equiano's ability to transform his pain into purpose. Rather than allowing his suffering to consume him, he used it as a catalyst for change. His courage and determination ultimately contributed to the abolition of the slave trade in Britain. Lesson learned: your struggles can become your strength when you channel them into a greater purpose. What can we learn from these stories? Equiano's personal stories highlight the importance of resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. His life teaches us that while we may not have control over the challenges we face, we do have control over how we respond to them. Here are 3 key lessons we can take from his journey. Adapt to your circumstances. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. The ability to adapt and find opportunities in difficult situations is a hallmark of a strong mindset. Stay focused on your goals. Equiano's determination to purchase his freedom shows the power of perseverance. No matter how long the journey, staying focused on your goals and taking consistent action will lead to success. Use your experiences for good. Equiano's decision to use his pain as a force for change reminds us that our struggles can have meaning. By sharing our stories and helping others, we can turn adversity into purpose. Practical steps to apply these lessons today. 1. Cultivate adaptability. How to cultivate adaptability. Shift your mindset. When faced with a challenge, focus on what you can control. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I do to move forward?" Learn from adversity. See every obstacle as a chance to grow. Equiano, for instance, used his experiences aboard a slave ship to learn valuable skills that would later help him navigate life as a sailor. Actionable step number 1. When a challenge arises, write down 3 things you can learn or gain from the experience. This shifts your focus from the problem to potential solutions or growth opportunities. Practice flexibility. Be open to change and willing to adjust your plans. Life rarely goes as expected, but those who adapt are the ones who thrive. Focus on skills. Identify the skills that would help you navigate uncertainty, such as problem solving, emotional intelligence, or decision making. Start developing these skills actively through books, workshops, or mentorship. 2. Set a long-term goal. How to set and pursue a long-term goal. Clarify your vision. What do you truly want to achieve? Whether it's a personal, professional, or emotional goal, it should align with your values and passions. Break it down. Large goals can feel overwhelming, so break them into smaller, actionable steps. Actionable step number 2. Write down your goal and create a timeline with milestones. Focus on completing one step at a time. Stay motivated. Celebrate progress along the way to stay motivated. Equiano likely found small victories in each step toward his freedom, from earning money to building relationships that supported his journey. Adjust when necessary. Life is unpredictable and you may need to adjust your approach. This doesn't mean abandoning your goal, it means staying flexible and open to new strategies. 3. Find purpose in your struggles. How to find purpose in your struggles. Reflect on your challenges. Spend time thinking about the hardships you've faced and how they've shaped you. What lessons have you learned? How have they made you stronger? Actionable step number 3. Write in a journal about a difficult experience and the ways in which you grew from it. Consider how you can share these lessons with others. Identify ways to help others. Think about how your experiences can inspire or support others going through similar struggles. Turn pain into purpose. Look for opportunities to channel your struggles into positive action. Equiano used his story to fight for the abolition of slavery, proving that even the darkest experiences can lead to meaningful change. Actionable step number 4. Volunteer for a cause that resonates with your story or start a passion project that helps others. Find strength in sharing. Don't be afraid to share your story. Vulnerability can create connections and inspire others to overcome their own challenges. 4. Embrace continuous learning. Commit to lifelong learning. Make a habit of learning something new every day. This doesn't have to be formal education. It can be as simple as reading a book, listening to a podcast, or watching an educational video. Actionable step number 5. Dedicate 15 to 30 minutes a day to learning something related to your goals. For example, if you want to improve your communication skills, read a book on public speaking or negotiation. Learn from experience. Equiano learned from every situation he encountered, whether it was observing the behavior of sailors or understanding the economic systems of the time. Look for lessons in your daily life. Pursue formal education when possible. If your goals require specific knowledge or qualifications, consider taking courses or earning certifications. Stay curious. Cultivate a curious mindset by asking questions and seeking out opportunities to learn from others. Actionable step. Number 6. Join a community or attend events where you can learn from people with different perspectives or experiences. For instance, attend a networking event or a webinar in your field of interest. Track your growth. Just as Equiano documented his journey through his autobiography, keep track of what you're learning and how it's helping you grow. Actionable step number 7. Create a personal learning log where you record new skills, insights, or knowledge you've gained each week. Final thoughts. A legacy of strength and purpose. Olaudah Equiano's life is a testament to the power of the human spirit. His resilience, courage, and determination enabled him to overcome unimaginable adversity and leave a lasting legacy. By learning from his personal stories, we can find inspiration to build a strong mindset, stay motivated, and pursue success in our own lives. Equiano's journey reminds us that even in the face of great suffering, we have the power to adapt, persevere, and create change. Today, take a moment to reflect on his story and consider how you can apply his lessons to your own path. Whether it's adapting to a challenge, pursuing a dream, or using your experiences to make a difference, Equiano's legacy is proof that greatness is within reach, no matter where you start. Join us tomorrow as we delve into the remarkable story of José Antonio Vargas, a fearless journalist, filmmaker, and immigration rights activist whose journey challenges societal norms and inspires change. From revealing his undocumented status to becoming a leading voice for immigrant justice, Vargas's story is a testament to the power of courage, resilience, and advocacy. Stay tuned for more inspiration and practical takeaways from his extraordinary life.